Now, earlier today, President Trump sent a message to Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey on social media. In it, the president says, surprisingly, Mayor Jacob Frey just stated that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws. This is after having had a very good conversation with him. Could somebody in his inner sanctum please explain that this statement is a very serious violation of the law and that he is playing with fire? Again.
Now, some businesses in Minneapolis are boarding up their shops. They are ready for more violence from these so-called protesters, so-called peaceful protesters from as segments of the media call them, CJ. President Trump has sent Border Czar Tom Homan to Minnesota. Tell me more about that.
You know, Tom Homan is the consummate professional. He's someone that has been well regarded, not just on the right, but also on the left. It was President Obama who gave him an award for his service in helping aid the deportation operations during his administration. And so I think that, you know, if there's anyone that these folks will like to pretend that they're working with, it will probably be a Tom Homan. And I think that he's going to bring a lot of order on the ground, a lot of professionalism to it. And so I'm excited to see this development. But I think that what's important to note is that we cannot let up. We cannot give in. That's exactly what they want us to do. Again, we have a mandate. We must act on it to keep the American people safe and to keep our country intact in terms of our sovereignty, in terms of our border, and the operations that folks are leading at DHS. Folks like Tom Homan is a critical linchpin in all of that.
You made an interesting point there. Tom Homan, these days, the left treat him like, as they treat every conservative or anyone on the Trump administration, as some fascist. But he was being awarded medals by Barack Obama for his service, doing a very similar role to what he's doing right now. And whilst he was doing it for the Obama administration, he was a hero in the eyes of the media. But now he is being smeared in the most ridiculous fashion.
You know, you're exactly right. It reminds me a lot of the way in which, you know, a lot of these leftist organizations treat President Trump. When he was just a celebrity or a reality TV star or a billionaire businessman, the NAACP was giving him awards alongside Rosa Parks. And all of a sudden, when he ran for president, he was, you know, avowed white supremacist, Ku Klux Klansman in name only. It's absolutely insane, but it goes to show these people actually don't really care about the truth. They don't care about facts. They'll call you a racist just because it's convenient, not because it's true.
Now, before you go, CJ, there's no doubt that ICE's public image is taking a battering because this sort of coverage is relentless. But There are polls out, and another one came out yesterday showing that the majority of Americans support the Trump administration's deportation of illegal immigrants. I suspect the real figure there is considerably higher, CJ, but according to this latest poll, 52% against 42% who are opposed support illegal immigrants being deported.
Yeah, it's a clear majority. And, historically, we've seen polls, underrepresent the president and his supporters. And so I think that number actually is a lot higher than you would imagine. And so, again, I think that the president needs to march on and continue to do the work that he pledged to do when he was running for president, which was to bring law and order and to secure our southern border. Under President Joe Biden, we had no border. Under President Trump, we have a border that is safe and secure. That's exactly what the American people voted for. And I'm glad to see it.
CJ Pearson, thank you so much for your time.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I think that's unquestionable because obviously it's been heavy-handed policing. There's been 2 tragic deaths, but a lot of the protesting has been way over the top and it's been egged on by the governor, no less, than many other politicians. Let's have a look at what Donald Trump has had to say, his latest.
We view that as a very unfortunate incident, okay? Right. Everyone, right. Unless you're a stupid person, very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate incident.
And unusually, we've heard from the First Lady as well.
We need to unify. I'm calling for unity. I'm against the violence, so if we protest in peace. And we need to unify in these times.
Good advice from Melania there, Tom. This is the issue, though, isn't it? If you're going to have protesters trying to disrupt police operations and they're armed when they're doing it, that is a recipe for disaster. What can Trump do to cool this down?
Tone down the rhetoric is the first thing. I mean, these ICE shootings of 2 innocent people, I think it just highlighted the danger of overreach, and the administration's description of these people as domestic terrorists, I think, was simply wrong. I mean, the last person, Alex Petty, was a nurse with no criminal record. So I think the language needs to calm down because all of this has just fueled public anger. And it's made many Americans feel that the immigration enforcement, this is the ICE, is making the cities less safe. And there's broad discomfort, including among Republicans. But it goes both ways. When you have left-wing Democrats and radical socialists saying that the ICE killings amounted to murder and an execution, that is way over the top. And that brings me back to Laura Tingle. Why a seemingly impartial, objective reporter at a taxpayer-funded broadcaster would report that this was murder? She's basically taking the sides of the left-wing partisans in this stoush, whereas a good ABC journalist should try to be as impartial as possible. But that's Laura Tingle for you. So, look, feelings are very emotional on both sides, both the Democrat left and the Republican right, the MAGA movement. It's now up to the president to do everything he can to tone this down.
Yeah, Laura Tingle, Global Affairs Editor. Islamist terrorism has got nothing to do with religion, and she describes that killing, shocking killing, as murder, as extraordinary stuff.
Well, she's got form because she said very partisan thing.
Indeed, she has in the past, and she's also the staff elected member on the ABC board. Extraordinary. Thanks for joining us, Tom. I appreciate it.